Hi everyone, this is Wolf Branch Homestead. We hope you're having a wonderful weekend so far. We're into November, so it's time to start talking about some upcoming videos you'll see over the next few months on the channel, especially for the newer subscribers that weren't with us last year. So you'll see some videos where we go to our local deer processors and we pick up deer hides and tan them. You'll see some videos talking about where we have these on Etsy and some videos maybe of the process. So we just want to talk about that for people that might not have been introduced to these videos on the channel and to learn a little bit more about it. So what we do is we go to our local deer processors during the hunting season and we pick up these hides. Oftentimes these hides are just completely discarded and they go to waste. Nothing's really being done with them. It's very rare that you'll have somebody come in and have their animal processed and want, a full-sized mount made of them, taxidermied. A lot of the time it's just shoulder, head, something like that, but it's not even that common with a lot of the deer that get processed around here. So there are so many hides that go to waste. And what we do is we go, apologies if you hear some wind noise here, getting that nice fall breeze in here, ahead of some storms that look to be moving in sometime around Monday, Tuesday. But we go to the processors and we pick these hides up because they're going to get discarded. Usually nothing done with them and they're just a waste product, which I feel like is so, like I said, it's wasteful. So we wanted to do something with these. I learned how to tan quite a few years back, and I wanted to be able to give these hides a new purpose with respect to the animal that's been harvested. I think it's really important to be able to utilize as many parts as you can. If you're going to harvest the animal, especially if you're using that for meat, I think it's important to learn to do other things with that. We've learned over the years that there are people that get involved in tanning that maybe they don't hunt or they don't support anything like that. They might be vegan, they might be vegetarian, but they'll still tan to reduce waste. In a case like that, you can always take the funds that you make from tanning, like we've talked about in the past, and put that towards a charitable cause. If you tan those hides and you want to make sure that it goes back to supporting animals, then you can always take and donate the proceeds that you make from your hide sales and give it back to a local animal shelter or something like that. Whenever we sell our hides, it goes back into not only the supplies to continue tanning, but also just to support the homestead in general. It's kind of like a source of alternate income, I guess is the right way to kind of say that. So we have different means of income, and that would be one of our alternate sources where it's not a main income, but it does help. And we usually will go and pick up these hides, get those tanned. We'll have a small group of them throughout the year. We try to get as much as we can manage. When you see the videos talking about the hide tanning, we do have some available that shows some of the process. So we try to make sure we give you a warning in advance if you're going to see anything that involves the raw hide. So when we pick them up, they're considered green hides. They haven't had anything done to them other than being removed from the animal. They shouldn't actually be colored green or blue, anything like that, bruised looking, but they have to be taken entirely through that process by hand. We're not a tannery. We don't have tannery equipment. It's very small. It's just my husband and I that do it. And so what we do is go, again, not animals we've harvested ourselves. We go and pick up a group of hides. We bring them back and take them through that tanning process by firstly getting them in, getting them cleaned up. Last year we found a processor we really enjoyed working with, and we'll be going back through them hopefully this year, where they were really careful to maintain the hides, fold them up correctly before we got them. So we'll have to go through and clean anything left on that underside, on that flesh side of the deer hide. Completely clean that up and get that down and get all the meat and fat and things like that off of it. We have to get that cleaned out completely, and then we put it in our tanning solution. We don't brain tan because of the risk of chronic wasting disease. And again, for people that are wanting to learn to tan themselves, it's very important you know your state's regulations regarding this, not only for what you can tan, what you can possess, but also, if you have chronic wasting disease in your state, how prevalent it is, things like that. So we'll chemically tan, we don't brain tan. We'll go through that process of checking those hides daily, making sure we get them pulled out, spread apart, so they're really absorbing that tan. And then we'll take them out, get them cleaned out, wring them out. We'll put them out to dry, and as they start getting ready to be completely dried, they'll have a little bit of pliability to them. So we'll get those hides stretched out. Then we also take and smoke them for that real preservation of the hide afterwards. So it's been a very small scale over the past few years. We hope to really increase the numbers of what we were doing last year, but we had a lot of delay with that, and also getting set up for where we wanted to be at with that. We were working on turning the shop where I used to do all my tanning at into our wood shop, so it's been a process of kind of moving away from that. So we're hoping, last year I think I got about a dozen. I only did one trip. And we also go and we'll try to pick up more than just the hides. So on our Etsy store, you'll see we have deer leg bone needles. And these are really special because it actually came from that childhood imagination when you learn to play and you learn to explore as a kid. Sorry, I was listening. I actually think we might have our doe and her two fawns trying to come across up here on the hill. The squirrels were kind of fussing earlier. But as far as the deer leg bone needles, it kind of came from being a little kid and being out at my grandmother's farm and finding a piece of bone and taking that and shaping it on concrete, just kind of playing around with it. And it made me think about making a bone needle when I was an adult. We had went and got some deer hides to tan, and I had picked up some legs in the process because I wanted to get the sinew out of the back of the leg, and I was tanning the hide off of the legs also. So I took those deer leg bones and found a piece of sandstone and shaped them into needles. So we're getting other parts that normally go to waste too and doing things with them. So we'll have the legs that they cut off and remove. We'll take those and get the hooves, the bone, the hide, the sinew, all sorts of things off of that. We'll also sometimes pick up the heads and we'll get those and clean them. I hear you, woodpecker. We'll get and clean those, and we'll let them degrade and let the wildlife kind of clean them off, and then we'll get those, clean the skulls up, and sometimes paint them or sell them like they are. So there's a lot of things that you can do with the parts that are considered waste after a hunt. So it's just kind of a little video talking about what you might see upcoming on the channel. We're not a major channel. We don't have a ton of subscribers. We don't have a set content release time or a set pattern of what we post. We do a lot of little wildlife, livestock videos, things like that, some crafting things, but we just wanted you to be aware of what kind of videos you'll see coming up in the next few months as we get into this deer season. One of the first things we'll do is talk about some of the hides from last year that we've got tanned and show what we have available, and just kind of introduce you to that. But again, making sure that we kind of give you some background as to, hey, we're not actually harvesting these ourselves. We're going and trying to help reduce waste and give these hides a new purpose with respect to the animal after it's been harvested. And, also be able to offer these hides for various, crafts that people might use them for. Display. Some people use them as rugs. We have people that will get them for backpack mounts to accompany the head that they have on the backpack mount. You can take them and cut them up and make crafts with them. That's how I got into making the deer leg bone needles. I was making, with one of our very first rounds of hides that I got, made an arrow quiver for my husband, and I needed something to help sew that up with that was sturdier than some of the needles I had. And so that's where I got into making those bone needles, was from that. So You know, you can make crafts with them. You can do all sorts of things. And not only is this something that we do ourselves, but we also encourage people to learn about. So you'll see some other videos that are older on the channel. Goodness, the squirrels are just fussy. They got spooked by something. It might be a hawk flying over, I'm not sure. But, you know, just to talk about this, and not only something that we do, but also something we encourage other people to learn about. So again, even if you're not a hunter, you can still talk to somebody that might be harvesting animals. You know, if you are a hunter, then this is a good way to encourage you to reduce waste. So we're just kind of all around introducing this to you. And we'll put some helpful links in our description to some past videos talking about this, and also past blog posts about this as well, where you can kind of learn more about why we've got involved with tanning and also why we encourage others to do it. So again, apologies for a little bit of a ramble about it, but we just wanted to introduce you to videos that you'll see upcoming, and hope that you'll stick around and watch those videos with us and learn some more and see why we have got into this, and we have a lot of pride about our tanning process and being able to reduce that waste and give new purpose to the hides. And, you know, we have a lot of people that aren't subscribed that still watch the videos. So, hey, if you're subscribed, or if you'd like to subscribe to us, that's wonderful. We really appreciate it. Again, I know we're not a terribly large channel. We have quite a bit of videos. We share a little bit of everything, but we appreciate each and every one of you. The subscribers help us grow and get to a point where it can also maybe eventually one day be a small source of alternate income, but we're not too terribly worried about that. And we just like to share videos that we enjoy with you. So again, we're happy and thankful for all of you, whether you're subscribed or you're just watching with us, and we look forward to sharing a lot more videos with you. So again, you'll see some videos upcoming about our tanning process, but make sure to stay tuned, because we'll definitely keep sharing videos of our goats, our chicken, our kitty cats, our little wild animal friends, our birds, especially our friend Otter, the wild rabbit. We've definitely enjoyed sharing our unique little friend with you. And stay tuned for more crafting videos, hoping to get a little bit more into other ventures of kind of some things we enjoy. So stay tuned with us. But we appreciate you again watching with us. We hope you all have a wonderful weekend. And now that we're into the middle of November, no matter kind of how you feel about it, we just hope that over this next week, month, and going forward into the rest of the year, that you carry that attitude of thankfulness and gratitude with you. There are so many things, just from waking up during the day to being able to go out and play with your animals or enjoy nature. There's a lot of things to be grateful for, and I have to tell myself that a lot too. So I'm saying that to me, but also to everybody else. So, you know, hopefully we take a lot of time to think about all the amazing things out there to be thankful for. Some of our days can be rough, but that's okay. Tomorrow's a new day, so just be thankful for each and every moment you have. Again, we also are very thankful for you joining us and watching the videos. We hope to see you on our next one, and have a wonderful day. We'll see you again next time, and take care.